Hello, today we're going to work on a study for Project 2. And Project 2, we're going to create a shaving cream ad. All right, so we're going to create a graphic design that advertises Barbasol shaving cream. And the reason I've chosen this can is because it's highly recognizable and has a very simple design. And because of the stripes, so this, you can either get the stripes in red or green with the blue can, okay? So this is gonna be part of the composition, and also a pile of shaving cream is gonna be part of the composition. And so today we're gonna work on the cream part of this project, but this is just a study. Eventually we're gonna transfer this study to what's going to be your final sheet, all right? These are the supplies we're going to use. I'm going to use my comparison stick, my V pencil, my gum eraser, my Sharpie, and my .05 micron. Okay. So you're going to work on your 11 by 14 pad because this is just a study, and then we're going to put the final piece on your multimedia pad. Okay, so now I'm going to spray out the cream. I'm using a plate to put it on. You can use a paper plate or a tray, whatever you have. All right. Let's see, mine's okay. And place your can in there too, because what I would like is that you get the cream the exact size it's going to be in your final Project 2, okay? And so now I'm going to sketch my cream. And you don't have to worry about the whole composition, but just worry about the overall size of your cream. This one's kind of looking like a Christmas tree. So you may want to do more than one version of this cream to try to get something that looks pretty interesting. Okay, so you're sketching it. And what's key about this cream is it can look pretty darn bizarre, the cream, because it's such an odd shape. So it's important to simplify it and to get a very interesting pattern. So I'm going to just simplify mine just a little here. And you have maybe about 10 or 15 minutes to do it before the cream kind of collapses. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to decide what the pattern is going to be of the shadow pattern, the form shadow. And this will help give us a sense of what is going on. And you can put a light tone over it so you can look at the pattern before you marker it. This whip at the top I don't want to lose. So I'm looking for that very interesting shadow pattern on the form. But I'm not going to add any detail on the shadow side, okay? Because we want a simple statement about what's happening. So see how I'm unifying my shadow side here? Actually, in my case, it's getting more interesting as it's relaxing, the cream. So that helps too. So you just have to pick your moment with the cream. All right. So work on an outline, work on a very simple shadow pattern, and then consider the cast shadow. You may want your can in there because your cast shadow, like in this case, if I have my can this close, my shadow actually would travel up my can. So I want you to consider where you're going to place your can, all right? And you don't have, I don't want any detail on the can right now, but just a general sense of where that's going to be. All right, so now we're ready for the marker, okay? This is going to be a 2-value Notan. That means we're going to have the black and the white. All right, so now I'm going to work on my shadow pattern here. And make sure there's really a feeling of the interlocking forms between the light, the white, and the black. And I'm going to use proper marker technique, parallel diagonal lines. You can go right over the pencil that you've blocked it in with. I also want you to consider part of the outline on the light side, okay? Depending on how your cream is illuminated. So don't just give me a straight line going down the form. I want a sense of thick and thin, connected, not connected, straight and curved, okay? So don't blend it all together. I'm going to do something like this, I think. And you see how I'm giving it more of a broken feeling. Now when I go to work on the final one, I may have my background a little dark here. So then I'll have some other options and I won't have to just do an outline. Okay, I'll be able to set black against white. And I'll show you that when we get to that part. Interlocking pattern. And the more specific you are about the pattern, the more true the form will feel. You'll give yourself a nice sense of dimension in the forms. I'm moving rather quickly here so I can show you the whole process. All right, and then same on the shadow side. Make sure there's a real feeling of a specific sense of the form. All right, so I won't be able to finish this. Okay. So I also want the sense of the cast shadow, right? So the cast shadow is projected here. And in this case, it's going up the can. I'm not sure I'll keep it that way. Now with this project, you can keep even the cast shadow moving in the diagonal if you want to, or you can rely on our previous technique of making it parallel to the table plane, okay? But there should be a real unity between the cast shadow and the form shadow. So I don't need to see what the difference is on that portion of the form, okay? Okay, so make sure you take a really good look at it and decide how you want this outline. That'll help affect whether the form feels fluid or not, and then use your proper technique. And remember, this is a study. If you're not happy with your study, you can do another one. It doesn't take that long to do it, okay? But make sure you get a sense that it feels like cream and that it's in two values, that the forms are interlocking, the black and the white, and that you get it the exact size that you'd like it to be in Project 2. And then you may sketch in the can to kind of make a decision about where you want to place that can. Doesn't have to go here, it could go on the other side, it could go further behind the cream. But you want a sense of getting those two objects in the correct proportion and dimension to one another.